Imagine you're leading an organization and it's a growing organization, it's evolving, it's kind of adapting to the all the changes that are happening, the market conditions that are happening. I mean, everybody talks about AI these days. And you got wealth of data, right? And when you look at how you're managing that data through the systems, I mean, they're all kind of started to show their age. So you need to do something about it. And I think that's where the whole idea of modernization comes in. And as we're talking to a lot of prospect customers, I think the good news is that they all realized this during last couple of years when during COVID, the systems were put to all that stress and they all started talking about modernization. So I think they're all on that path. We don't need to educate a lot to these leaders that, hey, you need to modernize your data stack. But let's not talk about MDM modernization, right? Because that's what the main topic for today is. So, as we are kind of again discussing with a lot of leaders, we're seeing an immense kind of demand from CDOs and IT leaders about really kind of looking at their existing MDM systems and talking about, hey, they need to be modernized as well because rest of our data stack, especially around warehousing, lake houses, etc., is all modernized. So they say that, hey, we are the gatekeepers of data. So you guys need to help us to make sure that, I mean, we are really integrating with the rest of the data stack. And it's not just about them, it's also about the business side. I mean, they're coming up with some very innovative use cases that could only be, I believe, satisfied with a robust and an efficient MDM. So I think this whole idea of modernized MDM is very well now accepted by the industry. And then I can also talk about some of the, I would say, trends that we are seeing. One of them is, again, as I talked about, it's not only about managing the data, but it's also about integrating. And I can't stress enough that integrating with the rest of the stack so that, you know what, it's fast and it's real time. It's enabling their AI initiatives. So that's a very common kind of theme we hear all the time that, hey, you need to have an MDM that integrates really well with the rest of the stack. And then, I mean, we also have to look at some of the tangible benefits that kind of modern MDM brings to the table, which everybody talks about, and I'm sure we will talk a lot more about in the rest of this webinar. But some of the ones that I'm seeing are, I mean, the whole that it needs to be real time, it needs to be pretty light, it needs to deploy very quickly. And obviously the whole cost efficiency, everybody's talking about cost. So it doesn't need to be too expensive. And then that's where I think the whole cloud helps and the SaaS model helps. And then, I mean, again, from a trend or from the real tangible benefit, what I see is as you know, everybody's been talking about AI, it's foundational to the whole AI initiatives. And that's what I think the modern MDM really helps. And everybody's recognizing that because there was like a lot of few years back that, hey, do I need MDM? I'm getting all this Snowflake and Databricks of the world. But then, I mean, everybody now believes that, hey, for this whole AI initiatives, we need a very strong modern MDM. So yeah, if you want to really be ready for this future, you need to invest in this modern MDM space and make sure that, you know what, your customer 360 supplier, 360 product, 360, etc., they're all kind of uh, ready and in this whole modern data stack. But again, this is all nice and it's easy to say, but we still have those cost challenges, the whole budget constraints and the prioritization and how do you make it prioritized. So you have to work through those challenges. And that's where I think the leaders who are kind of leading these initiatives, they need to really identify use cases which are directly linked to either revenue generation. For example, hey, we're going to give you customer experience with a real-time AI. I mean, you need a modern MDM for that. Or, you know what, we need to cut costs. And I think that's where let's look at those phased out kind of the legacy MDMs and say, hey, you know what, they have maintenance costs. How can we move them to cloud and really bring the cost down, as well as have a very lightweight or self-automated system where you're not needing a lot of humans to kind of data stewards to manage it. So I think that those are some of the ways we can handle it. So in summary, I strongly believe that I mean, if you really want to be competitive, agile, and kind of future ready, it's not a nice to have anymore. It's a strategic imperative, and I think modernized MDM is the way to go.